Can you make money on YouTube? Yes, you can. Can you make money off of YouTube, like because of YouTube? Yes, you can. And in this video, I want to share with you 19 ways that I have made money on and off YouTube since being a solo content creator, or as somebody said the other day, and I think I'm going to steal it, an indie creator. By the way, if we haven't met, my name is Kevin Colby. And in 2017, my full time job in television was eliminated. I had worked in TV for over 30 something years, most recently as a creative director at a Fox affiliate. Had a ton of fun and I made a really good salary, and the position went away. And I found myself kind of working for myself. Now, I thought for a while I'd get back in television. God had a different plan. And so since then, I've been in business for myself, which I really enjoy. And so over time, I've come up with 19 different ways that I've made money, and I want to share those with you. Now, full disclaimer, I'm going to do something very non YouTube ish. I'm going to tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to be sharing numbers, and here's why. What I've made is totally irrelevant to what you can make. I am never ever going to do a video telling you specifically how much you can make because we all bring different backgrounds and experience and just desire to the table. And there's a lot of people, hopefully you're not one of these, that just want the shortcuts, make the most amount of money. And a lot of these things have been trial and error, trying things. Some have worked over time, some have not. And the amount of money, you may end up doing the same thing and make a lot less or nothing, or do a lot more. I see this video as sharing what I have done, and along the way I'm going to tell you my experience with it, good, bad, what I found out as well, and mention some sites I've used as well too. And then you can use this as kind of like inspiration or encouragement to go, "Oh wow, I didn't know about that." So that's what this video is about. Hopefully you're going to stick around. But I want to stress that this is what's worked for me, or in some cases hasn't really worked. And there's been ups and downs. I'm not going to lie. I mean, there's been months where we have been very blessed with the income, and there's been other months where it's like, well, I'm looking forward to the next month because there's not a lot coming in. And that's just the way it goes. There's also no one size fits all, period. There's just not. There's a lot of folks that teach that, even in terms of YouTube growth, and there's just not. But hopefully you'll hear something here and go, "Oh, I didn't know about that, didn't think about that." And it'll work. And you know what? Hopefully it'll blow up and you'll even make more than I've made. And that's really cool. So let's jump into the list. Number one, video production. So I've actually been able to produce projects or products or whatever you want to call it for other people. So over time, I've produced online courses, which I've really enjoyed for other clients. The person I've produced the most for, she goes by Rosie Revolver online. If you look her up, all of her courses I produced, except for the last one, and we worked together on that. I've produced commercials. I've produced fundraising videos like story videos. I've even done video editing for other clients where they've just wanted somebody to edit stuff for them, which I absolutely love. I enjoy editing my own stuff more. I've also been a live stream producer for some clients where I'm not the host, but they're looking for somebody to kind of, be changing scenes and adding graphics in the back. And so I've done that as well. I can tell you about one project I did, and this was really cool. It's the biggest project I did, but not too long after my position was cut, I had the opportunity to work for Sony Television, Sony Pictures Television, creating a campaign for the King of Queens. So what happens in television, a lot of stations and even cable channels, they'll get shows in syndication. That means that they ran on network or somewhere else, and then they run them. And that's where you may see them 5 nights a week and things like that. Sony hired me to do a brand new campaign for the King of Queens that they would send to television stations. And I'm like, heck yeah. So that was a blast. Now, I have another channel. I just don't talk about it, another YouTube channel. I don't even promote it. I'll put a link to that down below. And on that channel, I've put a lot of the client work I've done over time. If you want to just check it out, that's fine. I don't do hardly any of that anymore. There's a couple of nonprofits that I still work with some. And a lot of it is I don't know if I'm getting arthritis in my hands or something like that, but it's just it's easier for me to produce for myself. But number two is coaching and consulting. I absolutely love working one on one with people. I just do, and I've been able to do that. I will say, since I've focused more on helping people over 40, my coaching business has grown quite a bit. And I enjoy that. Now I've heard people say, well, you're swapping time for money and you don't want to do that. Well, at some point, if you're creating content, you're always going to swap time for money. I don't know of anything, even stocks, where you just kind of set it and forget it. So, yes, it does take time, but I enjoy coaching, one-on-one coaching and consulting. And I've actually worked with some nonprofits where I've gone in and consulted with them on everything from creating a video podcasting space to how do you use YouTube and things like that. And I was even a contract worker, I guess, if you want to put it, with another creator on YouTube who has a business coaching people. And I worked for he and his business for quite a while in coaching some of his clients as well too. I kind of put that in there, so that was kind of a job within a job, if you will. Number three is the YouTube Partner Program. When you get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, YouTube will invite you into the program. You don't have to accept. I would recommend you do. Now, there's a lower threshold, but this is the threshold where you get almost everything turned on. So one of the ways that I've probably made more there is AdSense, which basically is since I'm in the program, when YouTube puts ads on my videos, which I don't control. I can go in and say I don't want these type of advertisers on there, but beyond that, they do it. I don't have anything to do with it, and then I I make money from that. So I would encourage you, if you ever get to a point where you can turn ads on your videos, to do it. Now, I know that there's folks out there, and maybe you're this person, that you say you don't want to monetize your videos and you don't care about making money, and that's totally a personal call. But even Casey Neistat said if he had turned ads on sooner than later, he forgot how much money he would have made. And I don't this video is not about just about money, but again, making money, there's nothing wrong with that either. So I would say, if you have the opportunity, because YouTube can at any point put ads on your videos, whether you want them to or not. So if they're going to, and you have the opportunity to do that, why not? So the partner program has also given a lot of other opportunities as well. Number four, digital products. I actually like creating digital products. And the reason I say digital, I haven't done anything physical that I've created that, I would ship to you or you could go into a store and buy. These are digital products. Mostly I've done ebooks, which is different than the books, but more ebooks, guides, and things like that. I've created them in Google Docs and Canva. They're easy to do. You don't have to overthink it. Now, I've also did some countdown timers that I've had up for a while that people bought, probably for live streaming and things like that. But digital products is another source of income that I've had, and I can see adding to that as well. I use PayHip for my website, and the products are on there. They're easy to do. Other sites are like Gumroad, and I've heard of Stand Store, and there's a lot of different places. But again, that's been another source of income and another idea for you. Five, I've written books. I've actually written two books. I have a book called Live Streaming Made Easy, not the book I thought I would write, but it was. And then my second book I wrote with my friend and co-author Ross Brand, called Video Podcasting Made Easy. The first book, actually both books are available on Amazon. The second book I also made available on Barnes and Noble and a site called Lulu, but I can tell you that all the sales have come off of Amazon. The first book is available in paperback and as a Kindle, and the video podcasting book is available in soft cover, like paperback and ebook, and a hardback. We actually sold one copy to somebody in Sweden. Now, what I haven't done is audio books, so I can't add that to the list, but that's something I want to do at some point. And again, nothing fancy. I used Google Docs to write it as well. Number 6, Amazon. So Amazon, there's kind of two ways I've made money and make money Amazon. It's as an Amazon associate and an Amazon influencer. Now, let me tell you the difference of the two if you haven't heard that. Amazon associate is what you see a lot where there's a link. So if there's any links down in my descriptions that links to, like, let's say I'm talking about this mic right here, the Shure mic. If I put a link to that down in the description, it'll be an affiliate link. And in the associate program, you join and then you have to be accepted. I probably didn't get accepted the first time. And there's all these criteria and they change over time. But what it does is it allows you to use links to Amazon products. And so if somebody goes and clicks on a link, let's say you click on a link, what it does is it sets a cookie, and I can't get any more technical than that because I don't really know how it works. And so if you go to Amazon through one of my links and you make any purchase on Amazon within 24 hours, I'll make a percentage of that, and it changes based on what you buy. It never costs you anything extra. But then there's Amazon influencer, which is completely different. And you have to be an associate to get into the influencer program. And I got denied many times. And then I finally gave it one more shot and I got in. That gives you an Amazon shop. And I'll put a link to that and a lot of different things if you want to check them out down below. And so there's things on there like idea lists. Like, so if you were to ask me, Kevin, well, tell me about your gear, I'm going to send you a link to what they call an idea list on Amazon on my shop. But I can also live stream. And I've done some live streaming on Amazon. I haven't done that in quite a while. And you can also do videos. So I don't know if you've ever seen this, but if you're looking at a product and you scroll down on the Amazon page and you see some videos there that aren't from the brand, they're not high polished. It looks like just people, maybe they've pulled out their phone. I've done those as well, and that's what the influencer program allows you to do. So the key here is, though, you always have to disclose that. So in my description, I'll always put in there in my description on the website that I am an Amazon affiliate associate. Number 7, sponsorships and brand deals. I put these together because I've probably done more sponsorships than brand deals. What I consider a brand deal is somebody is paying me, and I've done a few of these, where the entire video is about their product. What I have decided, and this is the way I've done it, and I can do a whole separate video on working with sponsors and things like that. If you want to see that, let me know in the comments, and I'll work on that. But I've decided that I will not do a full sponsored video on the product because I want to be able to say what I want to be able to say about the product. And I know once I was looking for a computer monitor and I was watching this video. It's not to throw shade on this creator. And halfway through, I realized the entire video had been paid for by this monitor brand. I don't even know who it was. And so I thought, and then he never had anything bad to say about it. And I thought, there is no perfect product. So what I do now more than anything is sponsorships. So I've been blessed with working with a lot of different sponsors on my videos, and basically they'll buy like a 30-second or a 60-second or a 90-second video integration. There's the buzzword. And then I charge for that, and then I'll put that in there. And a lot of times it comes with an affiliate link. That all depends on the negotiation and how you do it. I can say this is I would say every sponsor I've worked with has been fantastic. And everyone has reached out to me, and that's not a flex. And I don't think there's anything wrong with reaching out to brands that you want to work with. I've just been very blessed that they've reached out to me. Now, I've also said no to a lot of deals as well too, because I just didn't like the deal points, or they wanted too much creative control, or they wanted to take it later. And that's a whole different discussion. So if you get into this, just make sure you're really reading through the agreements. Number 8, affiliate marketing. Kind of touched on this a little bit. And yes, Amazon Associates is affiliate marketing, but I'm a member of, goodness, I'm probably in 30 plus affiliate programs. I should have actually done the math before I did this. Let's just say I'm in 35 affiliate programs. Of those, there's only been a handful that have ever paid anything. Now, what I mean is that the way it works is if I'm an affiliate for a certain product I'm using, and all of a sudden I put a link down there and you click on it, if you subscribe or buy that particular product through that affiliate link, I'm going to make a percentage. And every company, every product, every brand has their own different percentages. They sometimes pay a little, they sometimes pay a lot. You can make okay money with affiliate. And I've got some that still pay off on videos that are over a year or two old, where somebody, it's a product or maybe an app I've been talking about. Somebody goes there, they click on it, and I'll get an email saying, "Hey, congratulations, you've made a commission, you've made a payout." And so that is a way of doing it. Again, always disclose it. In every video, in this video, if you scroll down to the bottom of the description, there's going to be an affiliate disclosure there, and it's on my website as well, a whole different page, just letting you know that some links I use are affiliate links. And the best way to find them is just go to Google and search whatever the brand is, an affiliate program, and see if they have it, and why not apply. So, and by the way, here's a little tip. I keep a Google Sheets, like a spreadsheet of every affiliate program I'm in and the link. So if somebody's asking for something, it's easier just to find that. So there's a little tip. Number 9, speaking. I have been paid to be a speaker both virtually and in person. I will say, believe it or not, I'm probably more of an introvert. Maybe that's hard to believe, but I'm not crazy about a crowd of people. But you know what? I've done it. I've spoken to small groups, to bigger groups, and then virtually. You really never know who you're speaking to. But I've also been a paid speaker at some conferences. Sometimes it's on YouTube, sometimes it's on video, sometimes it's a hodgepodge of things, but that is another way that I have made money, and I enjoy doing it. It's easier now for me to do virtually. I like in person better, but it's easier for me to do virtually. And again, if I had to do a presentation, a lot of times I'm just doing the presentation in Canva because it's easier. But I would also recommend Keynote, especially if you're on a Mac, because it's free and there's some cool templates in there. Number 10 is I created a business website. I don't really know what to call this, but at one point, I created a site called the Video Resource Hub. My goal was to create a site that was a resource for all things video, thus a hub. So I bought the URL and I created the site in WordPress. And so you would go there and it would be things like, if you were looking for freelancers, if you were looking for music or stock footage or editing services or AI tools. And I spent some time creating these sections so you could go there and just find what you were wanting. The majority of the links on that site were affiliate links. Not all of them, but most of them. So you could say, like somebody once said, "Oh, you built an affiliate site for yourself. How cool." Well, that's probably one way of looking at it. But it was also fun to create it and promote it. Now, here's what I found out about that. It was more work than I thought, and it was more distracting after I built it, because I always wanted to put the latest thing on there. And I was reaching out a lot of times in affiliate programs to see if somebody had an affiliate program, and I'd put them on there. And I was using it also as leverage. It's like, well, if you want to do a deal, I can put you on there. And some clients did like that. It never got the traction that I was hoping it would get. I actually misread the analytics once. I'm like, wow, it's like making a lot of people. And then I said, oh, no, it's not. And I just decided to shutter it at some point. Full disclosure, I was actually hoping at some point somebody would want to buy it. So I even went into it thinking that maybe somebody would want to buy the Video Resource Hub, buy the URL, buy the whole domain. That never happened. But again, that's another way that I did it. And could I start another site at some day? Yeah, maybe we'll see. Number 11 is merch. I can say this is probably where I've had the least amount of financial success or success. And most of my merch has been t-shirts. I have created some mugs, coffee cups, and some notebooks and stuff, and they've just never sold. I am a believer in this. I don't know that I'm ever going to put my name on a shirt because I don't even want to buy my name, but I've had created some shirts. I've used Teespring. It's actually Spring now, Spreadshop, and I currently have a shop on Fourth Wall. And if you want to check it out, I'll put a link down there below. I think there's one t-shirt design on there now. I will give you a tip that there's a couple of tips. So this is called print on demand, meaning that I'm not stocking up on my inventory. Like for example, a good friend of mine wrote a book and created these coffee cups to he could actually sell in conjunction with the book. I tried to convince him to do print on demand, meaning that somebody else would be doing the fulfillment. So for example, I mentioned Fourth Wall. If you were to go to my Fourth Wall shop and you were to buy a T-shirt, they're going to take care of the order, doing the money and the fulfillment. And if there's an issue with the shirt or you want to return it, you're dealing with Fourth Wall. Now, to do that, I give up a percentage of that. So, they're going to take more of the money because they've got more invested in it. I'm okay with that. My friend who I was talking about decided he wanted to keep all the money, nothing wrong with that. So he ordered all the cups, the coffee mugs, and he then was in charge of shipping and fulfilling. And if somebody got a coffee mug that was broken, he would have to take care of that. Well, guess what? He still got stacks and stacks of coffee mugs in his garage that he can't sell, that he's stuck with because he had to buy all that inventory in advance. So that's why I like print on demand. There's other different ways of doing it as well. Number 12 is taught classes. So I was actually I was not a professor, but I did teach at a creative college, a creative arts college, for a couple of years, and it was really cool. I don't know that they learned a lot from me, but I made some cool connections. In fact, one of the guys that was one of my students, now works for the company Epic Games. And if you're not familiar with Epic Games, you may have heard of probably their biggest game ever is Fortnite. Now, he didn't get the job because of anything I did. I just think it's cool that that was somebody that came out of that. I got to know him through the classes. But again, that was something I've done. And I've since then had a couple of times where I've talked to some community colleges about teaching some classes. Hasn't come through, but again, that's something to do. And of course, now with online, there's a whole different way of doing that. Number 13, logo design. So I've actually created some logos for some clients. Now, I would not consider myself a graphic artist. When I worked in television, I had a graphic artist, actually two graphic artists that worked for me that were probably the best I've ever worked with. And one could even do animations like you would not believe. I know enough to be dangerous. But I've had a couple of clients that needed logos, and so I designed logos for them, which leads into number 14, website design. Again, I don't know coding, but I know enough with WordPress to design some sites. So I've actually designed a few sites for some clients. Now, I will say this, most of these were tied back into the first thing I talked about, video production, where they were looking for more of a bigger package, where they maybe wanted some testimonial videos and a story video and a website. And I thought, yeah, I can do that. And so that became the negotiation there. So that is, again, something else I've done. 15, YouTube shopping. You have to be in the partner program, and you have the opportunity to participate in YouTube shopping. And this is totally different than, say, being in affiliate marketing or Amazon. And you may have seen this. So for example, again, if I talk about this mic in a video, and this is the Shure mic, love this mic, then you may see that as a product that appears under it. And YouTube, being in the shopping program, allows me to tag products that I'm talking about or showcasing or demoing or whatever in a video, which has nothing to do with the link down in the description. So if you ever see that on a channel, that's what that is. And there's other things in there. I mean, I could even be live and be talking about it. My gut is YouTube got into this because of Amazon, and I think also TikTok got into shopping and Twitch as well. But that is another way that I have made money. 16 is online courses, completely different than producing. I've actually created a couple of courses. One was on using iPhones in marketing. We actually targeted marketing managers at small companies. And so a friend of mine who has a local studio, we produced it together. And then I did another course on YouTube. I do plan on creating more online courses. My goal is to create shorter courses that are easier to get through, but get to a result faster. And again, I will probably do that on PayHip. There's so many different places you can do online courses out there. So just be looking for, what works for you if you want to do that. my tip would be don't overcomplicate it. Think about what you know, but it is a way to make money. 17 has been podcast sponsorships and donations. And the reason I'm kind of snickering is because I do have a podcast. I've had several different podcasts. I've never been as consistent with it as my YouTube channel, but I've had a few people that have decided to sponsor my podcast over time. I actually reached out to them at one point and I said, I'm not going to be probably producing just a podcast, standalone podcast anymore. So if you want to stop your support, I appreciate it. But that is, again, a way to make money. I have made money. 18, stock footage. Did you know you can actually sell images, photos, and videos on stock footage sites? And there's a ton of them out there. I think the one that I'm on now, the only one I'm on now, is called Black Box. And this is true. I actually forgot. I forgot I had some stock footage on there until the other day. I got an email saying, hey, congratulations, you sold, and I forgot what the clip was. But I saw some other creators talking about this. And basically what I did is I went through footage I had on my phone, B-roll and things like that I had shot of just different things, and I uploaded that. And over time, I've sold a few clips. And there are people that go out more consistently and shoot. So just think about this. You can do it with your iPhone, you can do it with whatever you have, but stock footage can be a way to make money. And I've made some money, not a lot of money, but some money that way. Just research and see what's out there, see what the requirements are, and if you're okay with it. That's the key. 19 is direct support. Now, under direct support comes a lot of different things. So like buy me a coffee. I have a buy me a coffee site. I rarely talk about it. Sometimes I've had a link in it in the description, but basically people can go and buy you a coffee. Now, buy me a coffee, there's that and Ko-fi, K-O-F-I. I actually have an account on both. I just use buy me a coffee. You can change it to, I think, buy me a taco. We actually used it for our little dude once, the one with special needs, as a fundraiser, and he was painting pumpkins, and we called it buy me a pumpkin. But again, for Buy Me a Coffee, you can even use it as a membership site and sell things on there as well. Mine is just turned on. If somebody wants to buy me a coffee, they can. Memberships. Like, for example, as of the recording of this, I have channel memberships turned on my YouTube channel. I wish I'd done them a little differently, but that's what I have, where people can join. If you want to join right now, the memberships are still active. And you can join, and there's some perks in there. But there's other places like Patreon that you can do. Fourth Wall has memberships. There's PayHip has memberships. Some of them are not as active. You can even do memberships on Discord, and you can charge or not. But anyway, but that's another way that I've made money. And super thanks. And the reason I throw this out, that's part of the partner program that unlocks that. But people occasionally, they'll thank me for a video or something like that, and they'll give me $2 or $5. And one guy gave me a super thanks of $100, and it blew my mind. And I thought, dang, that is cool. So those are the ways that I have made money on and off YouTube. And again, I want to stress something. A lot of these have happened because I'm on YouTube creating content. You've got to create content to get out there, not only just to share your message, but to have opportunities. So, is it possible? Absolutely. Is this the definitive list? Heck no. Will there be something on there if I update this a year from now? Yeah, maybe. So just try things and see what works for you as a way to make money online and maybe offline as well. So I hope this video has helped you in some way. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you in the next video.